All right, next up for you guys, we have some recap from UFC Fight Night on July 13th. This was held in Sacramento, the hometown of the California kid who actually made his unretirement here at the age of 40. He looks like he's 28.
Dude, he
though.
looks amazing.
It looks amazing for his age. And he fought Ricky Simone, an up and coming, really tough nosed guy who very scrappy. This ended in 48 seconds though, and it was Uriah Faber's fastest knockout of his career.
It's so funny. Actually, has he ever knocked anyone out before that?
I'm not particularly sure. Maybe maybe WEC or whatever.
Maybe, but not. They're very far.
It's been
between.
a while.
Yeah.
And it looked old school, and he came out there, and I think he caught a kid who thought that his youth and exuberance was just going to outwit the vet.
Going to overwhelm
and
him.
The vet was ready. And I really like what Uriah Faber did. In that short 48 seconds, there was a point where he got hit a little bit, and he kind of backed up. And
he got a few leg kicks,
regroup, and then came in and just dealt with it. He's like, he said even in the aftermath, I knew that this was going to hit his head.
He said he was too big of a target.
It was too big of a target. I just have to throw it as hard as I can. And it just took him out.
I think so. This shows us like just the experience, and I mean, Faber's been there since the dinosaurs of this MMA world.
He originated this bantamweight division.
Yeah,
man.
so I mean, so this just was like, oh, he's just so much more advanced than you in the experience department.
But Vegas disrespected him. He was the underdog.
Which is what the hell, bro? I saw that. Yeah.
And Ricky Simone was, so it was, I think it was a plus 325. It was bad. It was a bad,
that's
like
disrespectful for
very
real.
disrespectful. And so he comes back and he does that, and I feel like also the UFC also tried to put it in a position where it's like, you look at who Ricky Simone is. He defeated the legend. Like, they were putting it where the narrative could go in that direction. At least it would be
setting him up,
right?
Yeah.
But Uriah's like, dude, do you know who I am? The odds makers don't know who I am. Like, if I saw on Uriah Faber on this as an underdog, I'm putting money on that. That's easy money. That's literally the definition of
cards.
Easy.
I've been like so kind of beating myself that I didn't put money on.
We're gonna start putting on. We're gonna start doing it. We're gonna add it to this content. We're gonna start giving people some ideas for picks and stuff. We're gonna do some picks. We're gonna start doing that. You guys heard it here first.
Yeah, we're gonna help you guys out and try to make some money.
Some brainstorming on the spot, dude. That's a great idea, man.
Yeah, man. Let's do this.
And then Jermaine Durandamy also knocked out Aspen Ladd in 16 seconds.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, just as a quick aside, both the co-main event and the main event lasted for 1 minute and 4 seconds combined.
Yeah, must have been kind of disappointing to be in the crowd there.
As somebody who's been at the UFC event, when you see a quick knockout, it's such a long wait in between fights.
Exactly.
But it's it takes a lot out of you. But anyway, so Jermaine Durandamy, with her fastest knockout in her storied career, she's been a Muay Thai beast for a while. Now, obviously, Jermaine Durandamy is trying to build her name back up since 2017, where she infamously and contentiously somehow on points beat Holly Holm for the championship, then refused to fight Cyborg and relinquished the belt. So that was how her 2017 went, and she fell out of the good graces of a lot of people at that moment. Hey, so she's trying to build that back up.
Do you think she wants to find Amanda Nunes? Sorry, I couldn't say it.
I know, right? Seriously, I know. I can't. I feel you, man. I don't think she's wants
gonna hide in the deepest trenches of the Netherlands.
Well, this is the thing: is she's a Muay Thai champion. She's come out and she's was she 40 something in a.
She's a beast. I'm not taking that away from her, but
she's afraid of Cyborg. She's gonna be afraid of Nunez, who beat Cyborg, right? Like, I mean, and whether she fights or not, that's one thing. I mean, if she doesn't fight her, then I mean, you're done. What are you here for?
Why are you
here?
I mean, all respect to Aspen Ladd and stuff, but
if she fights her and when she loses that fight, then it is what it is. At least you put your hat in the ring.
I don't know, man. In any case, the controversy though of how it ended. What do you think about that?
For me, I don't think it was an early stoppage. I think Aspen Ladd was depleted from her lack of hydration. You could see from the weigh-in the night before. That was one of the most terrifying weigh-ins I've ever seen, to be honest with you.
She was literally just shaking.
She looked like she was just like shaking, move forward on the scale, and you could hear her feet sliding on. Like,
she was making faces like
it was weird. Like moving her, standing still hurt. Like it hurt to step up onto that scale.
Yeah.
It was difficult. That's scary to me, man. That's more scary than a knockout from a flying knee. To me, at least. I know that one's more violent, but the other one is like, you don't know what's going on the inside. That makes it more scary to me.
Yeah.
You know, of your body.
Just the way she got sat down after that punch, and
Yeah.
she was just like literally looked clueless
Out of
for a
it.
minute or for a second. I mean, bro, like Herb Dean did a good job.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Mikal, coming from like a health practitioner standpoint, you've taken kinesiology and done the lyrics. Like, what does that do? What does that do to your ability to absorb a punch and your ability to react and all that kind of stuff when you're depleting your body to the point where you're convulsing?
Well, I mean,
Can be
what
good.
she was showing physically is probably what a lot of people that cut weight feel inside. They may not show it, but that's
Right.
what their
Right,
body is
right.
going through.
Right.
So a lot of them sadly are used to it, trying to cut weight, maintain. When people are fighting at their natural weight, they're in a rhythm, whether it's food intake and then time of day when you choose to be physically active, you get in that routine.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're cutting weight, your routine is off,
Right.
and to be thrown into a fight after that, like
Add the stress.
some people may work on that stress at that level, like just being so wired up, your body's running, and you just go in the fight and you
Fight or
perform.
flight. Yeah.
But to absorb a punch, I mean, or to take contact in the octagon, I think that they're used to it. They're conditioned that when they're in doing that particular activity, they
Right.
can do it for a certain amount of time and endure a certain amount of pain. But
When it's extreme
it
to the
does-
point where
it
you
does-
can't
But you
hide
know,
it.
you
that's
must
the-
say it does affect it, whether it's like
Right.
energy or like the nerves, and you're just like a little slower.
Because you see those
your
people
reaction
shut
time.
off and just
It
be
may
like,
be like mental as well, more than anything.
absolutely, man. I think also like I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor and all that stuff, but I think definitely the lubrication of the brain because your brain's not like attached to anything in your skull, so it like kind of swishes around. So the less lubrication you have, the more it would like
So
bounce off the walls.
dehydrated and
The
And you- that's
dehydration
when
for
you-
sure
that's
affects
it because
Get
you're,
put
you're
away.
cutting water weight. You're not sitting
Yeah.
there like let's burn fat, like so. And when you're just dehydrated and your body gets into a state of you just got into shock immediately. The fight started, the adrenaline's pumping, and you just went into shock because you just got like hit, like you're out of it. And Herb Dean did a great job stopping that fight when he did. If you ask me,
Me
Dana
too.
White went on Instagram and
I
commented
agree.
and said it was a bad stoppage. I'm like, you need to.
Who said
relax.
Dana White said
Dana
that?
White.
Fuck, man. You're not supposed to say that, bro.
Like it just makes your referees look bad. You
Yeah,
know.
it makes your referees look bad, makes your organization look bad because you don't have the health of the
Right.
fighters, and it's
But-
your priority. But whatever.
It is what it is, and I'm excited to see Durandamy get knocked out or whatever really Nunes really feels like doing that night.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.